Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, I'm going to start with the first of a series of videos where I'm going to profile each and every one of Kentucky's players that's currently on this roster for this up and coming 2024 into 2025 season. And today I'm going to start with Jaxson Robinson. And Jaxson Robinson is one of, he's one of Pope's guys. He brought him over for BYU, um, and he kind of went down to the wire with us. He was trying to see what his draft stock was looking like. He was entertaining probably some other teams in the portal, just trying to get a feel for what his value was out there. And I always kind of was hopeful that he was going to come to Kentucky. I felt like he was either going to go to the draft or he was going to come to Kentucky. I didn't think he was going to choose another school. Um, I felt like he kind of was thriving in Mark Pope's offense, and I was happy to add him to the roster at the last minute. Everybody was saying we needed one more guy that can score, and we were also looking at Chaz Lanier. He ended up going to Tennessee, but we did get Jaxson Robinson, and I like Robinson's game. So today on this episode, we're gonna start by profiling Jaxson, and we're gonna get into it and see what we like about him and what we think he can do for Kentucky. So let's get into it. One of the first things that I'll say that I like about Jaxson Robinson is just his size, man. I mean, he's a big guard. As you see right there, he's stroking the three. Um, I always favor big guards. I think he lists at like 6'7". So we know he's a big guy. And one of the things that I like is just from, I don't know what his measurables are, but it looks like he has a really big wingspan. Uh, so we know he's probably gonna be able to get his shot off against most guys. But like I said, he seems to be pretty athletic. With a big wingspan. He looks like he has decent range, pretty decent outside shooter, but he looks like one of those guys that can just get some buckets. And he was Mark Pope's leading scorer. I think he was starting, and then he ended up having an injury. And when he came back, he just decided to come off the bench to not disrupt the offense that Pope had already created. But he just seems like one of those guys that can score. Um, I feel like he has the potential to give you 15 plus points in the SEC. Like I said, I really like his size, 6'7" with a decent wingspan, pretty athletic dude. Looks like he could be a nice solid defender. But he kind of just got that ability where it seemed like at the college level he can kind of score at all three levels. He can take it to the rack, score around the basket. He's athletic enough to finish at the rim. He definitely has he looks like he has a really easy jumper. Like he doesn't really have to come off the court very much, and he can shoot with decent range without putting much effort into it. So I feel like he's going to be able to get his shot off against most defenders in the SEC. He looks like a big shot taker, like a guy that's just not going to be scared of the moment. Looks like you can give him the ball in late game situations, and he might be able to give you a really good shot. He can dance a little bit with the basketball, but I see why he thrived in post offense. Look like he's pretty good catching and shooting, but he can also make some moves and attack the basket, man. So I'm really excited about Jaxson Robinson. I feel like he has a lot of potential, and I know he was trying to get drafted, and I know they probably told him some things that he need to work on. But overall, man, I think he just probably needs to just show the pro scouts one more year of him just being consistent, because he looks like he pretty much can do a little bit of everything at a decent level. And if he can show that he can do it in the SEC, pretty consistent, he probably have a chance to get drafted. He looks like to me like he is probably going to eventually become a pro. He just kind of seems like he's got the style game that they're looking for. I have to see. I'm not really sure exactly how quick he is. It looks like he's got okay speed. not lightning fast, but like I said, it looks like he just has a really easy time getting his jump shot off. He doesn't have to do too much work to be able to shoot over top of guys. Looks like he just seems like he's gonna have potential to be the leading scorer for Kentucky this year. Uh, like I said, I feel like with the style of offense where Mark Pope is gonna have him running and gunning and shooting a lot of threes, seem like he's gonna thrive in this offense. Um, like I said, I like his confidence. Like he has no fear. Like he catch and shoot, even if it's from deep. He works well in screen and roll situations. It looks like I said, he's not afraid of the moment, man. It looks like he when he gets the ball in his hands, he's in attack mode. Like I said, he's pretty athletic. Um, Overall, I just like his game, man. Like I said, he looks like he could potentially be a really solid defender in the SEC. So I'm expecting really big things from Jaxson, man. I feel like I like what I see. A lot of a lot of catch and shoot. Looks like you can put him anywhere on the court, and he can find a bucket for you. Seem like he could potentially be a matchup problem for a lot of teams if we get into some situations where they got some smaller guards. I could see him working in the mid-range game in the post, and I could see other guys attacking. And like I said, passing it to him, and he shoots really good off the catch. It looks like. So he just seems like a really versatile kid that I feel like is going to give Kentucky a lot of options. He's going to I think he's going to do big numbers for Kentucky. I think he's going to have a few of those games where he's going to explode and give you 20 plus. Um, but I think he's going to be able to consistently give you 15 plus. The only times where I look for him to maybe not score, in the high teens and up, is if Kentucky's just on fire that night and the other guys is just filling up the stat sheet. But I feel like this is a guy that we're going to be able to count on that's going to be able to give us a pretty solid production um, consistently most nights. So I'm excited about Jaxson Robinson, man. Like I said, I'm gonna go through the whole entire roster and profile every guy, but I really like what I'm seeing from Jaxson. We got to just wait and see. He played in the Big 12. He did well. So hopefully, the SEC is just getting better. Like we got to just be honest. The SEC is getting better every year. There's better ball players coming there. There's better teams. It used to just be Kentucky and everybody else, but now there's several teams that are just stacking up and they're becoming competitive. So it's not just Kentucky's league anymore. So overall, the league is better. But I feel like Jaxson is going to step up to the plate. I feel like he's going to be ready for SEC competition. And I feel like he's going to do big things at Kentucky, man. I'm excited to see the kid play. I'm glad that he came to Kentucky and took his name out of the draft. He probably would have. I feel like he probably could have potentially snuck in the draft, but he might have not have got picked as high as he probably would have liked to. Uh, but I feel like he can come to Kentucky, have a solid year, and he might, boost his draft stock and be ready for next year. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. You guys, let me know what you think about Jaxson. I like Jaxson. I'm excited, man, and tell me in the comments down below what you think, and we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.